I think what's going on with the Amber Heard situation and Johnny's situation just goes to show that when it comes to domestic abuse, men are at a disadvantage if they are the victims.
Of course, because again, I'll say this: domestic abuse and violence and whatever term falls into similarities or synonyms to that
Mhm.
are always sympathetic towards women. And you never take a man's word in consideration when it comes to these causes because you feel like, regardless, it's always the man who has the higher power in terms of actual strength to be able to do something like that. Whenever
Physicality.
I see on TV or whatever, like if a woman hits a man, it's like you're hurting his honor, you
Mm.
know? And we never actually speak about that in a sense where like we feel like women don't have the courage enough to actually damage a man's honor whatsoever, but in reality they actually do. We're in a generation where people now have become, being male or female is no longer relevant to these cases. Doesn't matter what gender you are, what nationality you are, whatever. I feel like if you do something wrong, you did something wrong. If you slap the shit out of someone, you have to be accused for it.
Yeah. But even when you're accused for it, people will go rush to usually the woman's defense. And the other guys are guilty of this too.
There are
I
so many stories where men don't speak about their rapes experiences. There are so many stories where men don't speak about them being hit because they feel like it's going to hurt their honor. But
Mhm.
I think Johnny in this situation really had to speak about it because in this case, no, like I have to say the truth. Like I wasn't the person hitting her; she was the person hitting me.
And I think like he achieved that. I think the narrative is flipping. People are, I feel most people are on his side at this point. Just looking at the court's proceedings, I don't know how you can be anything else. And look, the best case scenario was this never happened. He never met her. His life went on. I think he should just focus on his life as a dad and his friends, his true friends that he knows by this point,
Mhm.
and then just heal.
I think that's the best way.
Mm,
Probably go on a 2-year vacation or something and try to recover.
exactly. Because like I said, he's had a lot. He has issues aside from the relationship.
Of course, like I can totally understand where someone like him has more than he thinks on his plate.
Exactly. So I think having talked about this, let's just do a quick recap before we conclude this video, because I think our thoughts are pretty clear on this point. By this point, Reem, who do you think is the guilty party?
Amber.
I agree. And what do you think will be the outcome of this?
I think they're both just gonna go separate ways and live their lives
Mm.
with the damages that they both caused to each other.
Yeah, I agree. I think because she's younger and she was never as much like she doesn't have the same level of fame as him. I think career-wise, this is a setback. Aside from like some shitty movies, which are just gonna be memes or something. And
It's a
for him,
public
it's like
that
the career
one.
doesn't really matter, but like the damage is done. It's not gonna get
It,
worse than this.
it's a stunt that was definitely successful. It got the world speaking about topics that you didn't really want to talk about.
Yeah,
And it put them both into fame, whether it was good press or bad press. So I would consider this entire court case a success in whichever way it turns out to be. It got people speaking about a matter that is usually not usually spoken about much.
like domestic abuse on males.
Exactly. It was a topic that no one really spoke about. And I'm glad something like this happened for people to actually, speak about it. You men have rights too. And on behalf of my gender, I feel like you all deserve the same amount of respect that we get.
Exactly. And I appreciate that coming from you. So basically, guys, if you're not this is what I always say: if you're not happy in your relationship, if your relationship is a bad relationship with happy moments, that doesn't count. Get out of that relationship, and if that person is abusing you physically, if that person's abusing you emotionally, if they're gaslighting you, if they're I guess throwing stuff at you, cheating on you, lying about you, not considering what else you're going through in your life, just leave that relationship.
You have to do what's best for you. If it's not the full package, then the package isn't worthy.